Hey Mommy Braiders, so I feel awful. It's been like 6 weeks since we've last made a video, and I don't want you to think we don't care about you, because we do, and we're so excited and thankful for all 410 subscribers here. So hello if you're new. Sorry that you haven't seen any, Bree and Sierra action lately, but we are coming back. And I wanted to share with you guys a story today because I had a very frightening experience. So I am in a new relationship, and maybe I'll share more on that later, but I'm in a new relationship and birth control is something that I wanted to be on. Initially, I thought maybe just barrier methods and fertility awareness, but it just doesn't work for the way we are. So instead, I decided to get the Paragard, which is the copper IUD. It's insertable it goes into your uterus, and it can stay there for 10 years, which is crazy. And I was nervous going into this. I've heard plenty of horror stories about IUDs, and I think Sierra has an IUD horror story, so very, very nervous going into this. But I thought, you know what, let me try, give it a few months, and if I don't like it, I can always have it taken out. So I went to my appointment about a week ago, and the procedure went really well. I wasn't sure what to expect. I wasn't sure if I would feel a lot of pain or what have you, and I did feel cramping and like this overall just like, whoa, like this doesn't feel great, but it didn't feel painful, if that makes sense. So I felt relieved about that. The whole thing went really well. And then the nurse and my midwife, same midwife actually who delivered Ty, which was kind of cool, they were like, okay, like that went really well, you can, get dressed now, and they left the room, shut the door, and I stood up, and I felt like the room was starting to just spin a little bit. I was just lightheaded, and I was like, oh, I hope this passes. It just wasn't a very good feeling. So I put on my underwear, and as I was putting on my underwear, I became very aware that like this was not getting better, it was getting worse, and my vision started to get kind of spotty, and my hearing started to go a little bit, and so I was like, okay, I gotta sit down to see if that helps. So I did. I sat down, and I'm like, this either needs to stop now or I'm gonna black out. Like, I'm pretty sure I might pass out in a few seconds here. But I didn't have pants on, and I was in a room alone with the door shut, and I had no clue how long it would be until someone would find me, and I didn't really, I was like, I need to either put my pants on and get out there, or just like lay down and let it happen. So I did. I like put my pants on really fast. I even was able to put my belt on, which was hilarious to me looking back. I got out the door, like leaned against the wall, slid down the wall, and like called for help. I was like, someone help me, and blacked out. And not for very long, just a couple seconds, because very quickly I was aware that there were people around me, and someone like lowered me down onto a pillow. Someone put a juice box in front of me, and I was like hearing voices, but I couldn't figure out from which direction they were coming from. It was a very weird and scary situation, and it turns out I had a vasovagal reaction to just a foreign object being inserted into one of my organs, which can happen from little things, like some people have it happen from blood draws, and other people have it happen from this, but it's not a very common complication, and I don't even know that it can be counted as a complication, but it was very, very scary, because as it was happening, I was like, my body's rejecting this, like something is wrong. I was like, am I gonna die? I was so scared. I've never blacked out before, so it was a first for me, and a very, very scary situation. I'm glad that I got outside the door before blacking out, but God, it was one of those things, and I asked around, and I haven't heard, actually one person said that she did black out after getting her Marina IUD, and so I don't think it doesn't really matter which one it is. It's just like, if you're putting something into your body, you might it could cause your body basically to have an internal panic attack and shut down for a second. But after laying there on the ground for a little bit, and then they moved me to the waiting room and had me wait for longer until I felt like I could drive, I felt fine, and definitely like shaky and tired all day, but not concerningly so. And I feel great now. I don't feel it. I don't have any more cramping or any more spotting. It's been, like I said, a week, I think, since I got it, and I feel really good about it. I'm hoping that this is the birth control that works for me. I do have skin issues, so I chose the copper one because it doesn't excrete hormones, and my body just hates hormones, so that's why I chose that. I am still nervous about all the potential horrifying things that could happen on an IUD, but I also know that most of the time people are alright with it. So looking forward to updating you guys after my 6-week appointment on how I'm liking the IUD, but I had to share this story with you. If you have had an IUD pass out story, I'd love to hear it. If you have a good experience with the IUD, I'd love to hear that too. I know that experiences vary a lot with all sorts of birth control, and it takes the right birth control for the right person and the right lifestyle. So yeah, that was crazy, and I immediately after it happened I was like, I'm never doing this again. Like, it's a good thing this lasts for 10 years because I am never doing this again. So that is my story for you guys today. We will be back soon. I actually sent a package to Sierra, and she's going to open it on camera for us, which I'm really excited about. And I have a doula video coming up for you doulas out there, and I look forward to seeing you guys very, very, very soon, I promise. Thanks so much for 400 subscribers. We love you, and have a nice day. Bye.